Today in this class we are going to learn what is meant by the linear equation. So you all the people are familiar with the linear equations. So every first degree equation we call it as a linear equation. You know very well the standard form of the linear equation which is in the single variable, that is ax plus b equal to 0, where a and b are belongs to the real numbers. So if a and b are the real numbers, we call it as a real linear equation which is in the single variable x. So we are using here only the single variable x, and we have some constants are there, a and b. These numbers, they are the coefficients terms, we call them. These numbers are the real numbers. If they are the real numbers, we call it as a real linear equation. Here it is in single variable x. Now I am taking one more example of linear equation. Once you consider it very carefully, ax plus by plus c equals 0. So please once you check this all the terms of linear equation. So we have three coefficients are there, a, b, c. I am taking they are the real numbers, that belongs to the set of real numbers, and this in this equation two variables are present, x and y. So that's why we call it as a linear equation which is in the two variable. Why this is a linear equation? Why? Because its degree it is always 1. These both the equations are being with the degree is 1 only. So in the first equation the degree of this LHS part it is 1, and in the second equation also the degree of this it is 1 only. That's why it is a linear equation, but they are in different number of variables. And now I'm going to write the standard form, the general form of the linear equation which is in the three variables, that is ax plus by plus cz plus d equal to 0, where you can understand very well these coefficients a, b, c, d, they belongs to the set of real numbers. Not only the real numbers, if you want you can take the numbers a, b, c, d from the integers also. If I write a, b, c, d belongs to the integers, then we call it as a integral linear equation which is in the three variables x, y, z. Okay, now what happened, you know very well, if you draw the graph of this all the linear equations in the analytical plane, they always represent a straight line in the plane. So I am writing that one. Every linear equation always represent a straight line in the analytical plane. Okay, look here. If we draw the graph of ax plus b equals 0, this always looks like a straight line only. So it is always a straight line only. Similarly, ax plus by plus c equals 0 is also a straight line. Ax plus by plus cz plus d is also a straight line. And the first one we can draw ax plus b equals 0 in a one dimensional plane, also in two dimensional, three dimensional, like that. And the second linear equation which is in the two variables, we can draw it in only in two dimensional plane, and in three dimensional plane also we can draw it. And the third linear equation we can draw it in a three dimensional plane only. So first one we can draw in one dimensional plane, the second linear equation we can draw it in two dimensional plane, or and also in the three dimensional plane. The third one we can draw it in a 3D plane, three dimensional plane, like that. You need to remember it here. So now I'm going to represent the graph ax plus by equals 0 in the analytical plane. that is graphical representation. Graphical representation of linear polynomial only ax plus b. So I am not considering the linear equation. So it is only a linear polynomial. Why? Because it is not equated to 0 here. If any mathematical statement which involves the real numbers as well as the variable with equality sign, we call it as an equation. But it is there is no equality sign it is used. That's why it is only a polynomial. So since its degree is 1, we call it as a linear polynomial. If you draw the graph of linear polynomial, already I said this always look in a straight line, in the shape of straight line. So the graph of ax plus b is always a straight line. So you know very well, to draw any straight line we need at least 2 points on the line. So now on this line we can take infinite number of points here. So this line will satisfy many points here. Okay, these all the points will satisfy the line. So whatever the points are there on the line, these points are there on the line, these all the points we call them solution of ax plus b. They are the zeros of ax plus b. They are the zeros. Means if they intersects this line in the x-axis at one point, we can say that this line it is having only one number of 0. So actually the 0 it is different to the solution. The 0 it is nothing but only the value of the variable which gives the value of this given polynomial to 0. For example, if I take a polynomial as 2x plus 1. So if in the place of x we can give the any numbers. If I write in the place of x minus 1 by 2, what it happens? What will be the value of this polynomial here? So this will get cancelled. You will get minus 1 plus 1, that is plus 1 will come, 0 will come here, isn't it? So that means the value of this polynomial is becomes to 0 if and only if we can take x equal to minus 1 by 2. That's why here x equal to minus 1 by 2, we call it as 0 of 2x plus 1. So in the similar way, we can able to find 0 of the polynomial ax plus b. Whenever you want to find the 0 of the polynomial, first we must equate this given polynomial to 0. Then after we will try to find the value of x. So from it, you know very well. So here ax equal, if I send b to the right hand side, it will becomes minus b. Then you will get x equal to minus b by a. So this is the solution of this linear equation. Now what will happen if I write in the place of x the value minus b by a, what will happen? We'll check it here. Just I am replacing the value of x by minus b by a here. So if I write like this, here this will get cancelled, minus b plus b, it will become 0. So we are getting the value of this polynomial 0. So that means we can say here x equal to minus b by a, it is the 0 of ax plus b. We can write here 0 of ax plus b. This is x equal to minus b by a. Why x equal to minus b by a? It is 0 of this polynomial. Why? Because if I write in the place of x equal to minus b by a, this value of this polynomial it is becomes to 0. So you need to remember. So and also we'll go to the now graph. So already I said on the straight line we may have to take many points on it. So whatever the point it is lying on the line, that every point we call it as a solution of the line. So here this is also is it a solution here? Ax plus b equal to 0. For the equation ax plus b equal to 0, then x equal to minus b by a, it is a solution. And why? Because if I write in the place of x minus b by a, the value it is 0, it is satisfies. So that means like that only here the many points will satisfy this line. So these all the points, so I am naming them p1, p2, p3, so on up to the pn points are there. These all are the solutions of ax plus b. So we can say p1, p2, P3, so on Pn are the solutions. Solutions are nothing but only the values of x. Okay, so you need to remember only one thing here. Whatever the points standing on the line, that every point is said to be solution of its linear equations. It's linear equation ax plus b equals 0. So now what will happen? We can see clearly here very well. If you draw the line in the plane, so this plane it is okay. Look here. This plane it is divided by the line into the three mutually disjoint sets of points. So one set of points it is lying on the line. The other set of points they are uh, left side of the line, and these some more points are there which are external points of this line. They are the right side points. So that means this line it is dividing whole the plane into the two separate parts. This is the first part and this is the second. Two planes, two half planes will come. So in these half planes, you know very well, you need to remember here, this is this both the half planes represents its corresponding linear inequations. Suppose this line it is ax plus b equals 0 line, then this side, this both the sides, one may be represent as, this may be ax plus b greater than 0, the other one it is ax plus b, it is less than 0. So you may have one doubt here. So why do we are taking ax plus b greater than equal 0 this side and this one less than? So you can take here the less than, here also greater than also. So that depends upon the points only. So we can consider where we take these linear inequations, which solution it will contains, by considering an example here. So let us to consider one example here. Before drawing the graph of it, just you need to remember the people here, this linear equation we have taken in the single variable. So if I draw it in a one dimensional plane, then it is always represent a point. That point will come x equal to minus b by a on the number line. So suppose this is the number line. So on the number line we can take the many points on it. Look here, on this number line we can take many points on it. Suppose here this is 0, this is 1 positive number, this is minus 1, and maybe this is minus b by a will come. So that means the graph of the linear equation which is in the single variable, that always represent a point on the real number line. So now what I'm doing, we will go to consider to draw the graph of the linear equation which is in the two variables. Now please consider the graph of x plus y equals 6 linear equation. So here we are using the two variables. In this graph two variables are presenting. That means you need to draw this graph in the 2D plane only. So for that one, so I am drawing the two mutually perpendicular lines. So vertical line it is drawn, we call it as y-axis, and the horizontal line it is drawn, this we call it as x-axis. So you need to remember one thing here always, the axes in the plane, they are always perpendicular to each other. The point of intersection of this both the axes we call it as origin. Okay, so on the x-axis right side of this y-axis will take the positive numbers 1 2 3 4 5, like that. Any number of numbers you can take mark on the x-axis in the direction of positive, in the positive direction of x-axis. On the negative direction of x-axis, here we have chance to take the negative numbers with equidistant. You need to maintain this the gap between the units are the same only. Suppose this is 1 centimeter, we must take here 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. The gap must be the same only. So on the y-axis above the x-axis I am taking the positive numbers. How many numbers you want to, you can mark it on the axis. Here on the negative axis I am taking the negative numbers. Okay, Now what I'm doing, so I want to search the points which satisfies this line. So I'm taking that points here. Okay, I'm taking that linear equation, that is x plus y equals 6. So from it, if I make y as subject, you'll get y is equal to 6 minus x here. So now I want to search the order pairs which satisfies this linear equation, which is in two variables. So I can take here the in the place of x any values 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So if I take x equal 0 here, then the value of y will come 6 minus 0, that is 6. If I write in the place of x1 there, it is 5. If I write in the place of x2, it is 4 will come y. If I write x equal 3 there, y will be the 3. If I write x equal 4 there, y will come 2. So these x and y values will satisfy this equation very clearly. Suppose 0 plus 6, 0 plus 6 will come 6, 1 plus 5 is also 6 will come, 2 plus 4 is also 6, like that it will come. This I am writing here the order pairs. So order pair, it is nothing but the numbers writing in the braces 0 comma 6, like the first order pair, second one 1 comma 5 it is there, third one it is 2 comma 4, and fourth one is 3 comma 3, and the next one it is 4 comma 2, like that we can write the. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to mark this all the order pairs in the plane 0 comma 6. So we did not taken the point 6 here on the y-axis. Go to the next point. So we'll go to this point here, 2 comma 4, x is 2, y is the 4. So we can mark the point here. This is 2 comma 4 only, and x is 3, y is 3, x value is 3, y is 3, x coordinate is 3, and y coordinate is 3. So we got the 2 points. So just if you know the 2 points in the plane, by joining them you will get to one line here. So once you check it clearly, this is the line will come if I join them. So both the sides we are keeping the arrow mark. This line represent the x plus y equals 6 here. So what will happens, we drawn one line here, and this line may contains the some more points also. These points also will come on the line 4 comma 2. Check it once. If x is 4, y is 2 will come. Automatically it will come. No need to mark it on the line. So if you know only the 2 order pairs, then we can easily draw its corresponding line in the plane. So by this graph we observe that this line, it is dividing this whole the plane into the 2 parts, this side and this side. So the line, it is always an equation. So that means this either side of this of both the half planes must be represent the inequations. So what is that means here? So we will get confused with which one it is the less than type inequation, which one it is the greater than type inequation here. Which one should be selected? So for that one, you go to this point 0 comma 0. Once you substitute 0 0 here, 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0, it is 0 will come. Is that number 0 is less than or 6 or greater than 6? We need to identify. We know very well 0 is less than 6. That means this graph must be the less than type. This half plane must be denotes the less than type inequation. That is x plus y is less than 6. Whatever the points on the left side of this line, this every points will comes under the solution set of x plus y less than 6. So here this side automatically this will be the becomes x plus y greater than 6. So in the question, if we have to draw the graph of inequation, then we must draw the graph of its corresponding linear equation, and you need to shade required inequation in the plane. So we have taken the points this side, left side of the this line. So this every point will satisfies x plus y less than 6. For example, if I take a point here, once you check it here, 3 comma 1 it is there, 3 plus 1. If you write in the place of x3, y1, 3 plus 1, 4, it is less than 6. That means 3 comma 1, it is also the one of the solution of this linear inequation. So whenever you want to draw the graph of linear inequation, you need to keep the arrow marks like this. So this whole the plane, this half plane will represent x plus y less than 6. The right side of the plane, this plane will represent x plus y greater than 6 will come. So that means every inequation, it is always represent only the half plane in the two-dimensional plane. And every linear equation, it is always represent only a straight line. You need to remember them. Okay, let us to consider a point here. I am taking one point here. This is 4 comma 4, isn't it? I took here 4 comma 4. If I write here the 4 and 4 here, 4 plus 4 is greater than 6. That means 4 comma 4, it is 4 plus 4, it is greater than 6. That means 4 comma 4, it is satisfying this inequation, gradient type inequation. So we conclude from this graph, if you draw any linear equation in the plane, maybe it is in single variable or in the two variables. So better to take go through the two variable equation. Then it must divides the both plane into the two half planes. One plane may be the ax plus by plus c greater than 0. These all points will comes under this ax plus by plus c greater than 0. And the right side of this line points will belongs to the region of ax plus by plus c is less than 0. And one more thing, it is there, this is one half plane, this is a half plane, in between them we have the straight line, it is there. So you can by seeing this figure, you can understand which one it is greater than type inequation, which one it is less than type inequation, which one it is the equation. Now in the next video we will go to discuss about the linear inequations. The second part will be continued in the next class.